What's up, guys? So I want to talk a little bit about something different tonight that quite a few people have actually emailed me about. As far as self-defense, if you can't own a firearm, what's the next best thing that you can make deadly if you need to? And my answer is the same all the time. Your only real option is going to be is to get your hands dirty, hand-to-hand combat. What I always recommend is knives. Knives are excellent, but they're only effective if you know human anatomy. Where to hit with arteries, where to, if someone has another knife. And most times criminals who have knives don't even know where to stab a person at. That's why they like to do like prison style shanking style, which I'll show you here in a minute. But my number one always go to that I tell everyone is, if you're not afraid to get your hands dirty, bloody, and you practice enough, get a knife, know what kind of knife you're allowed to have for one thing. As far as length, that's probably the biggest thing I believe. And out the front knife, OFC, or whatever that term is, where you hit a button and it's like a switchblade. I have a lot of knives. I can't remember every name of them. I love knives. Knives are excellent for self-defense. You can turn it deadly. You can, with the right knife, any knife really, but with the right style, right size, you can actually, without killing that person, you'll seriously injure them, but you can immobilize their arm with a simple slash. And if they have something in that hand, their hand will not function no more, as their muscle it's shredded. The muscle that in the bicep here that controls pretty much all the way down, especially with the nerve right in here, which a lot of people call it the funny bone, it's actually the nerve that gets you. So if you slice, kind of hard to show you, but like downward like that, deep enough pressure, whatever they have in this arm, they're going to drop it, and two, they're not going to be able to use it. So that's what I want to talk about tonight with you guys. And then I'm going to show you on our friend Bob here. No, I'm not actually going to knife it. That would be stupid. Made out of silicone rubber. But I will show you what I mean. So let's get on with it. If you can't own a firearm, what's the next best thing? Okay, let's see our options. Less lethal launchers. Okay, those are excellent, I believe. I know. Pepper spray. Those are excellent if the weather's in your favor, if it's not windy. Then again, they have multiple different kinds of pepper sprays, right? They got the stream, they got the foam, they got a gel, they got a 360, upside down, sideways, still works. A bunch of them, okay? Kind of like knives. So you got your launchers, improvised weapons, something you may pick up off the ground or rock, which in a heat of the moment, you're not going to think about it. So forget that option. We're talking about what you're going to have on you. So you got less lethal launchers, you got a pepper spray, and you got knives, as well as a lot of other weapons you can purchase. But let's just stick to those three that are most popular, okay? So what do you do if you don't have a launcher right now? Less lethal launcher. Let's say the Berna, because everyone knows the Berna. And the S2 salt supply, everyone's getting familiar with that. Let's say you don't have one of those right now. and you're like me, you don't really like to use pepper spray just because if it happens, the wind blows your way, almost the same as pepper ball, and not quite. You got a knife. A knife won't blow back on you. You can get surgical with a knife. You can be deadly with a knife. You can immobilize with a knife. So many applications with a knife. So I got 2 new ones the other day, a couple days ago actually, and they were under $25. Very good material, and honestly, I'm not telling you to do this. I don't want you to break no laws. I always fact check laws. But if you're a felon and you can't have a certain size blade, by the way, if you are, look up Bowie knife, because I know in a lot of states, a Bowie knife can be like 8, 9, 10 inches long, the blade, and it's not considered a knife in a sense for restriction for a felon, which, don't ask me, I don't know why that is. It's stupid. But anyways, get on with this. I got this. By the way, I always try to get full tang. That's with the steel coming all the way around, because you don't want a cheap one. Even though these were cheap, $24.99 at L&M. You don't want the blade if it's not full tang. By that I mean it's all one piece, goes around. And just so you guys know, these are razor sharp. I did not sharpen them. These are put out by Reaper, R-E-A-P-R, $24.99. I forget the technical term for this one, but when I see it comes with a sheath too, which I didn't bother to put in this video. This is excellent because you got this part here for a nice handle, nice grip. And I'm going to show you here soon on Bob. Very nice to have. And I got this other one, which was also put out by Reaper at L&M. Forget the specific name for it, but you guys will see it if you see it. It's also full tang. Full tang all the way down the blade to here. Now what's nice about this one here is this I like to refer to as a kill knife. Again, it's razor sharp on both sides, double-edged. Try to get an angle there. Well, a little bit there. There's better. They're not a camera zooming in. You can see there. This bad boy here was $24.99 also. I would not recommend carrying this in public. What you do is on you. But this is nice for ambush. If someone breaks in your home and you can't have a firearm, you know your house more than that person does from the inside. They know from the outside, okay? So I don't want to hear no one leaving dumb comments saying, oh, a knife ain't going to do nothing. Okay. If that's what these idiots who leave comments say, then clearly, and let me make this clear as I can right now. They are probably a criminal watching these channels trying to persuade you guys that a knife won't do nothing because they don't want to be ambushed themselves. And that's the reality of it. So I'm going to show you guys here. I'm going to remove the camera from the tripod. And, well, actually not with this one here. I'll just pull the video phone down. Been a long day again. Always a long day when you get older. And might not see my face very well, but with this one, I like to call the kill knife. which I have no problem getting my hands bloody. Do what you gotta do when I'm inside my own home and someone force entries that door. I'll see them before they see me, because a lot of times it happens at night. It is more and more often happening during the day, but to keep this video a little bit longer but also shorter, that's another video. So a lot of guys don't know human anatomy. They think the neck, obviously the head, the eyes maybe, that's about it. The average criminal knows. And by the way, it's for educational purposes only. What I'm going to show you, I do not recommend doing unless you're in your own home. And I am not telling you to do this. If you do this, you accept any repercussions that may or may not come from it. So human anatomy, what do we know? Obviously, we know the neck. Not like in the movies there. I mean, yeah, that probably will do eventually, but we're talking rapid assault tactics to put that person down as fast as we can, to end it. That's what we're talking about here. So, you got your artery here. So, yeah, you can take this, you can just slice down. That's a little too obvious. A lot of people see it in movies, so their first instinct is to try to guard their neck from a knife. What they're not thinking is when they go up to guard themselves, right? Underneath the armpit, kill spot, nasty artery right there. A lot of people also don't realize is SWAT teams, snipers, trained snipers, if they're looking for an individual, maybe it has a hostage, if they have a clear aim, kind of upward, like that, directory, for a kill shot, they will shoot through there and it'll come out here and hit their head, it'll go upward. So, excellent spot for a kill shot with the knife. And you could do this. Obviously, you don't need this kind of knife for that. Shit, a 3 or 4 inch blade will do the job. And the skinnier the guy is, it's even better. For you, not him. Less fat to absorb that blade. Less layers. So, when they go to put their hands up like this, you notice how underneath here I got exposed? Well, when they see you coming in and they go like this, all you gotta do is come in, boom, plant that knife. You can get a little fancy if you want to, even too, by simply, when you stick it in, twist it and then pull it out. That's going to do a little twisting and shredding of that artery to make it open up faster. That's one nice kill spot. Again, I don't recommend, I'm not telling you guys to use this for a criminal way. I'm not taking responsibility in on this. Right now, we're talking about inside your home, where most states you have your legal right. If a person, I'm not talking about just opening your door, walking in. I'm talking about the door hinge hanging all off the thing and then literally using massive force to enter your home. That's what I'm talking about. Honestly, that's the only way I believe killing someone to use that kind of deadly force nowadays, especially, and I always have, is if someone uses that amount of force to get in. If they can knock your door off the hinge with a deadbolt and your regular lock, and hypothetically, if you have other locks engaged on that door, if they can get through all those levels of locks, then that person needs to be put down. Make no mistake, because if they can make it through that, imagine what they'll do when they make it to you. Another kill shot. Now, this is why I like this. right here between the third and fourth rib, right? This is a Navy SEAL trick, which they probably won't even confirm or deny it. Between the third and fourth rib, they love to do that when they sneak up behind you, or even engaged like this with the enemy. If it's hand-on-hand knife, you slide that knife in between the third and fourth rib, push it in. What happens, if the blade's long enough, it'll go straight through, right into their aorta. It only takes a little nick of the aorta in the heart, and they'll start bleeding out. Within seconds, they'll be dead. Not legally pronounced dead, because legally it'll take about 15 to 20 minutes before your brain is literally dead, lights out. When we talk about dead, we like to think person's not a threat no more. Well, after probably about 8 seconds, if that, that person would probably be bleeding out, third or fourth rib. Now, an ambush one here, which I'm just going to move this over here a little. Is, like I said, if you guys know your house better than your enemy, right? You should anyways, from the inside perspective. Someone who's going to come in your home, generally, unless you hire them to do something, and most of those guys aren't going to be like that. They know from the outside of your house, okay? And I'm going to get into that in another video too. And this is all facts, you guys. It's all facts. You don't believe me? Look it up. Well, I take that back. A lot of this stuff you probably won't be able to find on the web. But anyways, you know your house. Someone comes in, ambush. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say you hear them banging and knocking in your door, right? Almost every hallway has a room or a bathroom of that sort. So imagine, and I'm not going to open this door up because that's the sump pump and there's not much space and I'm not trying to trip. But imagine if I was in a doorway here. I'm not sure how good you guys can hear me. I don't got that mic because it's cracked. Imagine if I'm in a doorway and you're walking past me in a dark house, right? At night. During the day even. And now I come out as you slowly walk by. Remember, criminals aren't going to be like in movies rushing through a house. They're going to be moving slow at first, making sure maybe no one's home or no one hears them. And then assuming no one's home, that's when they're going to start pacing back and forth fast, going through shit. So, kill spot with a knife. And you don't need one this big, but the bigger the better for inside your home. If I was to come out of here, right? And all I'd have to do is, as you walk past me, remember, this is the enemy. This is who broke in your home, Bob here. Bob the target. You come up and you surprise him. You grab his head, you pull it back. I'll turn this sideways so you can see. You slip it up right in his brainstem there. Push the knife all the way up. It's going to go right into his brain. It's going to end his life right there. Same as I was talking about with third and fourth rib. Like Navy SEALs, they'll come up and they'll get you right there. That's simple. You gotta remember, if you can grab your enemy by the throat from behind, they don't have a lot of options unless they know. So imagine, I come up, I surprise you. By the time you can really think of anything, I'm already sticking you on the side. And by the way, double edge, don't hold it like this. The ribs will stop it, it'll stick in the bone. What you want to do is hold it smooth. You want to hold it smooth like that so it slides between the ribs through the muscle into your aorta, their aorta. So come up, boom. And you could do it multiple times if you have to. They ain't going to be having much room to move. And if you have to lean up against the wall, use their body weight to hold you in place while they're being held in place, it makes it harder for them, because if I go back like this, now if I come back like this, remember, I walk out, I creep up behind you, I catch you off guard, and I lean back against the wall, you're going to be struggling. By the time you're struggling, I'm sticking you, I'm getting you, you're dead. With this advantage here, I got between your ribs to your heart, I got your artery underneath your armpit. And if I need to, I can go in and get your neck. So I got three advantage points right there, ambush you right when you come to my home. Can't own a firearm, a knife, know your shit. Right there. Real simple. Two for easy kill shots and potential third. We won't count that just because they may be putting their hands up trying to get you off of them, which is going to be hard, but probably impossible by the time they do. They're fainting. Point is, you come up, you lean back, right there, right there. Just hold them. Just hold them there. Don't let go until you feel their body weight kind of dropping you to the ground. That's when you can let go. They're done. I'll show you one more time a little higher. I think everyone should have one of these to practice with. You come up, you're quiet. Get them, boom, 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 right there. Kill shot between your ribs. Kill shot right in the armpit. Right in the armpit. And also by the forehead. You don't have to be mastered with your hand. You can just use your forearm and go in their forehead and come up. And use your body weight as a knife slides in the back of their brainstem. And if you guys are wondering where I'm referring to, all I gotta do is feel back here. I'm not sure if that's showing up on camera or not. You'll feel right here, your spine. And don't push hard. I don't want no one to hurt themselves. But you'll feel like your skull, and right underneath there is where you want to slide the knife. You sever that, all oxygen, they're done. They're done. Don't care what no one says, they're done. So, see, this is why I don't get you guys. The government doesn't let us felons, majority of felons, get their rights restored unless they can prove like hell like myself, or they get lucky to be able to get them restored, and every state's different. But they won't regulates something like this that basically makes no noise, and criminals aren't usually going to be announcing it saying, help, help, help. I know there'll be dumbass comments with that too, but it's reality. These can be very deadly, extremely, just as much as a firearm. Like people say, don't matter if it's a 22 or a 380. If you put 10 holes in that person, they're going to bleed out. Well, it could go with a knife. Ten stabs, only takes one to get lucky, unless you're watching this video, what I just showed you. By the way, I am not telling you to go out in public and do that. I am not telling you to do that in your home. I'm telling you, if someone does knock your door off the hinges, it's in pieces, with that much force, I gotta be careful how I say certain things nowadays. And what I will do is I will use these techniques I'm showing you to put that person down. I will not worry about it. I won't. You come in my home with that much force and you attempt to hurt me and my family, person like that, it's one way in, walking in, one way out. And I'm not going to tell you how, because I live in the country. All right, let me show you real quick here. This other tactic. That's just the water in there moving. I'm not really going to edit this video. I'm just going to show you guys this one here now. This one's made for EDC. But like I said, be cautious with the laws because they're crazy. Like in the state I'm in, I believe it's anything over 3 inches can be a felony or a misdemeanor. It can go either way for a pocket knife, which quite honestly, a lot of cops nowadays, I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying I don't think they're worried if they catch you without using it in a criminal manner. I don't know how they catch you to begin with, unless they happen to be walking by and you're in Walmart with a 4-inch blade, opening up a box to make sure something you want to buy hasn't been returned. But you know, I think I speak for a lot of officers today that they got better shit to do than be worrying about a tape measure in everyone's pocket knife that passes them, right? But anyway, keep that in mind, you guys. So hopefully I can turn this around. No, I can't. Okay, well, I'm going to pause this video and turn it around. All right. Stupid iPhone updates. So here we go. There's our friend Bob. And here is the new favorite knife I love. Is you can get surgical with this bad boy. I do not recommend it. Again, what you see me doing in this video is what I will do. If you reenact or attempt to do what I am showing you, you're doing it on your own free will and you understand the consequences that will come with it. Could come with it, the way the law is today. So what's nice about these here is you got a lot of things you can do with this. So like I was mentioning, he don't got no arms, obviously. Let's say his arm was out. You could take this. That's going to be hard to show, but you can come in, slice downward his arm. That'll immobilize him. The best thing with these is you can come in and do a strike move straight across down. And that's going to be a pretty, if you push as you slice, that's going to leave that's going to leave this person wide open. I don't know if they will die, but they're going to need more than just stitches, probably staples too. And anyone who's gotten stabbed or sliced by a knife deep enough knows that feeling. It's a burning feeling. Honestly, depending how deep it goes, that's like feels like a 3rd-degree burn. But anyway, you can come in like that. You can come back around, boom. So you can come in striking that person. You can slice and dice that, but get surgical real quick with this thing. You can go for the face if you had to. You can go for the neck. Don't even have to do that. You can just come around in the neck there and press it up and pull back. You can come in on that side if you had to. You come under the armpit. Not much of a good stab, but you can slice. That'll cause pain. If they're wearing shorts, you can come in just a lot of good things you can do with one of these here too. So this video is a little longer than I thought, guys, but I wanted to get this out there. I feel, the world we're living in today, I mean, in reality, you guys, no one's safe. No one's safe unless you can prepare. And I'll put these next to each other here so you guys can see as I wrap this video up, Today, to give you guys kind of an example. And by the way, a lot of you older guys in your 40s, these are moves you guys can do. That I'm showing you. They're meant for older guys. Young too, but older guys. Earlier this morning, around 8, 9 a.m., somewhere around there, in Duluth, Minnesota, actually, there was a guy, I forget exactly how old he was. He was 80-something, I believe, in the bathroom. And it was like a 40-something-year-old male. Supposedly beat him so bad that he's in, I'm assuming, ICU because they're talking about attempted murder charges. So that tells me that poor old man, and God bless him, I hope he makes it out fine. It was probably an attempted robbery or something. Which the restroom is a pretty strange place. But it just comes to show you guys that at any time, day, night, in public, in the restroom, for God's sakes, these types of things can happen. I take that back. Correct my own self. It's not that these kind of things can happen. It's getting to be these kind of things will happen and are going to continue happening. That's why I take what I tell you guys in my videos seriously. And, the only ones who are going to take what I say, and not just my channel, there's a lot of other channels out there, a lot of other channels on YouTube. They may not be as blunt as I am, sometimes as explicit as I am. But, me and them, we pretty much all share the same thing. We tell you guys this stuff now so that you can be prepared And be aware of your surroundings at all times, because the harder target you make yourself look, I can almost guarantee your odds are going to be a lot less of becoming a victim of A to Z crimes today. Pick the crime: carjacking, robbery, burglary, assault. Just take a pick. So, it's up to you guys. If you want to take my advice, along with many other people on YouTube. But the reality is, you guys, to end this video on a good note, is there's nothing wrong with taking my advice as well as others and practicing it, putting it in your head. And if you need it, you got it. If you don't need it, no harm done. Because simply by doing that, you're always going to be so many scenarios, so many steps ahead of that drug addict, of that no good piece of shit that maybe just got out of prison, don't give a damn. Maybe these idiot kids today that you see protesting. What the hell are they protesting for? I'm all for freedom of speech, but reality, they're going to college. Make something of yourself. Why do I say that? It's just to prove my point. The world's getting dumber. There used to be a day where college students would protest peacefully for a few days, maybe a week, and it'd be over with. They go back to learning to move on with their jobs. You know what I say? The government, the United States Supreme Court, all those who got arrested for that free Palestine crap, then they probably don't even know what they're talking about. I think people should protest peacefully, the United States Supreme Court, and have them revoke those college students' diplomas, their degrees, and still making them pay for the time they wasted when someone else could have took their spot that took it serious. Because until then, these kids, that's all. I don't care if they're 30 years old, they're kids. They have the mind of a kid, and I don't know how the hell they made it to college. The government, they don't help society when they arrest them and they still let people like that, while enrolled in college, still get their degrees. One way to help is for the government to stand up and say, we're not taking this. You're trespassed. You're paying for that whole term, and you're not getting your diploma, your master's degree, so on, because you acted in such a manner that contributed across the nation of hate crimes. Ask yourself this, guys. Would you want someone that's intentionally, well, in fairness, they probably don't got no brains from all the dope they smoked. But assume they do. Would you want someone being a doctor, being a carpenter, being an architect, so on, who engaged in probably terrorist-funded protest, having buckets of rocks that throw at officers, loitering, impeding traffic, so on? I can go on all day. Would you want them in your house? Would you want them working on you? Would you trust them giving you medication? I sure as hell wouldn't. That's the problem with the world today. You got to resort to violence when you need to. You got to know how to flick that switch. You got to know how to flick that switch within a couple of seconds, a second, a half a second. You got to know how to flick the switch for force to be equal. Know when to escalate it. Know how to prevent it. How many of you, if you're still watching this video, pop quiz, leave those comments. How many of you, when you walk into any store, make it easy for you, a store that you've probably been in for years, let's say a Walmart, let's say whatever your number one grocery store is other than Walmart in a town you live in, okay? Let's say a car dealership where you take a car and you got to sit there maybe for a couple hours while your car's being worked on. 3 good examples. Leave those comments. Pop quiz. How many times when you walk in those places that you've been in for many times, maybe even your whole life, if it's still there, have you ever thought about if something happens here, a shooter, where are my exit points aside from the front entry where we walk in and go out? Which one's the nearest one I can make it? If so, does that have aisles that I can zigzag around for cover? To make it to that exit, to get out, the rear, the side. The front, might as well give up. Let me know those in the comments, guys, because that's something that I've pretty much came to program my mind to. Comes second nature now. Because you just never know. That's all for this video, guys. Longer than I planned, but hopefully you all gained something from it. So, like, share, subscribe, and hit those thumbs up. Keep me motivated. I'm back. I was gone for a while. Had some personal things to take care of. Can't always be making videos, although I try. And like, share, subscribe, guys. That's it for now. God bless all of you. Share this video for good intentions only. Hit the thumbs up. The more thumbs up I see, more views I see, more motivated I get. Have a good night, guys.